And if you're not getting all your nutrients, you're going to be sick and weakly and just down and out, not feel like doing anything.
Exactly, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because one of the things that we see a lot is people come in and they're doing low carb diets. They're not eating a lot of carbohydrates, and you know, that's okay as long as you're doing it healthy. A lot of times we see that they're just eating very minimal carbohydrates and more protein foods. So the danger in that is, one, your carbohydrates are your energy source. If you're not having carbs, you're not going to have any energy to get through the day. The key is choosing the healthy carbs, the whole grain things. And then if you're eating a lot of meats, of course, that's going to increase your chance of heart disease if you're eating the wrong types of meats. So you really need to get some education on what are healthy meats and what's a healthy balance between those foods.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because you know, there's a lot of people try to replace that with energy drinks, with coffee, and especially these like big energy drinks.
Right. Yeah, and those are not good for us. I mean, you know, caffeine in moderation can be okay. I know there's been a study out recently I saw in the news that they said a cup of coffee a day can actually do something positive for your health. But what we find is most people drink a pot of coffee, you know, during the day, not just one cup. So, you know, you have to really think about how much of that you're consuming. The energy drinks have a lot of sugar in them. Some people say, well, I do the diet ones. Well, you're still getting an overload of caffeine even if you're not getting the sugar. So we definitely do not encourage people to consume those energy drinks.
And it speeds up your heart, it throws it out of rhythm. You know, the things that you eat and consume has an effect on your body. Everything that you take in has a result. You know, if you're always eating junk food and you're always, you know, not eating right, healthy, you're going to feel the effects of that. You're going to be sick. Your head's all going to be swimmy and things like that. It affects you.
It does affect you. And a lot of people, when they start a healthy eating plan, they will tell you, you know, I feel so much better. Physically, I feel better, but emotionally, I feel better too, because I feel like I'm doing something good for my body. So it's you know, it can be a very positive thing.
You know, I'm guilty myself. Back in the past, I drank a lot of soda pops, a lot of, you know, Pepsis and things like that. But then I just totally quit, and I felt like a new person.
Yes, yes. And, you know, sometimes people say, oh, I can't completely quit my soda. I like it too much. And I tell them, you know, if you're just having a soda occasionally, that's okay. You know, nobody's perfect. So, you know, just as long as you're doing more water than you are soda. And, you know, that makes them think that, you know, I can do this. I don't have to completely give up something that I enjoy. But then they may get to the point to where if they're down to only one soda, occasionally they may say, oh, I don't have to have that soda. So, you know, we try to focus realistically on what they feel like that they can do at the time, and just small goals to get to their overall goal.
What about sugary drinks like Kool-Aid and Gatorade and things like that?
Those are no more nutritious than a soda would be, because they do have lots of sugar in them. You know, Gatorade, I see a lot of teenagers drinking Gatorade, and I do a lot of classes with the kids in the schools, and you know, I tell them Gatorade was created for individuals who are doing very, very high intensity sports like football out in the extreme heat, where they're actually sweating and losing some of their nutrients through the sweat. So that is meant to replace that. If you're not sweating, if you're just drinking it sitting in class, then you're just getting an overload of stuff that you don't need.
Right.
So.